Warm-up quiz, have your stuff ready. For the warm-up quiz, first problem, you have to do this. Division and multiplication come before addition and subtraction. So it's going to be 5 plus 3 plus 12. That would give you 20. Try this one. On this problem, this is a bonus down here, but at the top, you do this and then this first. That's 4 plus 10 minus 1, which will be 13. Try this one. Alright, on this one, you should have 6 plus 4, and then minus 2 plus 4. That will be 12. Pick a number from 1 to 5. The winning number today is 1. Alright, here's the first homework check for the year. You have to have your name. If this is the top of the paper, you must have your name somewhere at the top. You must have Algebra 1, the date that the assignment was assigned, and then of course all your homework. Don't show me any papers that have no heading or anything like that. For today, we have a grand total of 7 present, and we have 7 with homework, so that means 100% of you had homework today. For the homework answers, you don't lose if you missed an answer. So what you do is you check your own paper, you check the answers for right and wrong, and keep a total of it as we go through the answers. And then you're going to add them up at the end, write it at the top of your paper and circle it, then come back up here with it and show me what you had. Number 1 should be 12 yards and 3 inches. We'll do repeats later on if you need to see another one again. And I'll show you the work. We're just doing answers right now, but we'll show you the work later. Number 2, 13 yards, 2 feet, 3 inches. Again, we're just going through answers. We can go back and look at work later if you have a question. Number 3 is 29 yards, 4 inches. Number 4 is 36 yards, 2 inches. Number 5 is 20 yards, 10 inches. Number 6 is 15 yards, 2 feet, 10 inches. Number 7 is 14 yards and 2 inches. If you put 0 feet in the middle, that's fine. Any other kind of feet would be off. 8 is 14 yards, 9 inches. Nine is 10 yards, 1 foot, 1 inch. And number 10 is 46 yards, 1 foot, 6 inches. Here's a quick review. Here's a review. Let's say we have 39. Well, that's not a good one. I can't erase once I'm recording. We'll make this 41 feet, 5 inches. And I want to change that to yards. So what I have to do is divide 41 by 3. And if I divide 41 by 3, I come up with a number that's 13.6667. Well, I only need the 13. That's yards. But to figure out the rest of it here, what I need to do is to multiply the 13 by the 3. 13 times 3 is 39. What's the difference between 39 and 41? How much bigger is 41 than 39? 2. So that would be 2 feet. And don't forget you have the 5 inches. Now here's another way to look at it. Let's say I had 44 feet, 3 inches, So what I would do is divide the 44 by 3, and when I do that, I come up with 14.6667. So clearly this is going to be yards. But this right here, instead of multiplying this by this like I did on the last screen, just remember this. If you have this left over on your decimal, that's 1 foot. If you have this left over on your decimal, that's 2 feet. That's the only 2 decimals you can have if you divide by 3. So in this case, I had this one, and that's 2 feet. And don't forget your 3 inches. Let's say we have 33 feet and 7 inches. So I'm going to divide the 33 by 3. I'll come up with 11. There's no decimal. So that is 11 yards. And since there's no decimal, that means there's no feet left over. So you just bring down the 7 inches. And that'll be your answer. Today's objectives. Same as yesterday for the standard. Use units as a way to understand problems and to guide the solution of multi-step problems. Choose and interpret units consistently in the formulas. Choose and interpret the scale and the origin in graphs and data displays. And the learning targets for today, which were called knowledge targets on Common Core. Calculate unit conversions and recognize units given or needed to solve a problem. Alright, here's example 1. Now don't forget this is all recorded, so if you don't get something down, you always have the chance to go back and watch a replay later on. Alright, so I've left all the places where I need a number blank so I can fill it in as we go. Alright, John has a board that is 7 feet, 2 inches. Julie has a board that is 8 feet, 1 inch. How much longer in inches is Julie's board than John's board? Okay, so Julie's board is longer. There are 2 different ways you can do this. The first way is to convert both of those measurements, this one and this one, into inches only. And by doing that, what you do is you multiply the feet by 12 and then add the inches. So 7 times 12 would be 84, and then I would add 2 to get 86. And if I did that for Julie's board, I would have 8 times 12 plus 1. That would be 96 plus 1, which is 97. So how much longer is Julie's board than John's? You find the difference between 97 and 86. What is that difference? Yeah. Close. Yeah. 11. Yeah. It should be 11 inches. Julie's is 11 inches longer. Now, another way that you can do this is the following. And I'll rewrite both of those measurements here at the bottom. You have 7 feet, 2 inches, and then you have 8 feet, 1 inch. If I add 1 foot to this measurement, if I add 1 foot to 7 feet, 2 inches, I get 8 feet, 2 inches. So 8 feet 2 inches puts me a little bit further than this. So instead of going 1 whole foot, I go 1 inch less to catch up with it. What's 1 inch less than a foot? 11 inches, yeah. So you can do it that way. And I'll explain that again here on this page as well. Let's say I had 6 feet 3 inches and 5 feet 4 inches. And I wanted to figure out the difference between the two. Think of it like this. What if I add a foot to this measurement? Instead of 5 feet 4 inches, I make it 6 feet 4 inches. I'm trying to get to this one right here. Well, 6 feet 4 inches is 1 inch longer than 6 feet 3 inches. So if I take one away from that to even it out to this, I end up with the 11 inches. This is probably a more advanced shortcut. You might want to stick with converting them to inches only for right now, and then maybe use this after you get comfortable. We'll do another example, and it'll look just like the first way. Alright, so John has a board that is 9 feet 6 inches. And Julie has a board that is 5 feet, that should be feet, there we go, and 9 inches. How much longer is John's board than Julie's board? So if you convert them both to inches only, you can't go wrong. Convert that one. 9 feet times 12 inches in a foot, and then plus the 6 that was with it. 9 times 12 is 108, and if I add 6, I get 114. Now go convert this one. 5 feet times 12 inches in a foot, plus the 9 inches that was up there. 5 times 12 is 60, and plus 9 is 69. So what I have to do is subtract the two to find the answer to the problem, the difference between the two. 114 minus 69 should give you an answer of 45 inches. Now, am I going to leave this as 45 inches, or am I going to convert it out to feet or yards, feet, and inches? Should I do yards, feet, and inches, if possible? Okay, well, look at the problem. It's 9 feet 6 inches and 5 feet 9 inches. Is there a yard? Can I get a yard out of 9 feet 6 inches? Can I get a yard out of 5 feet 9 inches? So if the problem is giving it to you in a type of measurement that does not include yards, even though you have more feet than what's in a yard, what you should do is let this answer here express that same form. So if this doesn't put it in yards in the problem, even though it could, then you're just going to express the answer the same way as the problem was expressed. So all you have to do is convert this to feet and inches. So divide 45 by 12. 12 goes into 45 3 times, which is 36. And you have 9 inches left over. So 3 feet 9 inches would be the answer to the problem. 3 feet 9 inches. John has a board that is 6 feet 1 inch long, and Julie has a board that is 3 feet 7 inches long. How much longer is John's board than Julie's board? Alright, so we have to convert John's measurement here. So that's 6 times 12 plus 1. 6 times 12 is 72, plus 1 is 73. And for Julie, we have 3 times 12 plus 7. That's 36 plus 7, which is 43. The difference here is going to be 30 inches. And we have to convert that to feet and inches. If I divide 30 by 12, 12 goes into 30 twice. And I have 6 left over. 2 feet 6 inches. If I had 27 inches, and I wanted to convert that to feet and inches, I would divide 27 by 12. 27 divided by 12 is 2.25. This is the feet, so I write down 2 feet. And to come up with the inches, I'm going to have to multiply these two numbers. 2 times 12 is 24. And subtract that from 27. And it would give me 3. So that's where the 3 inches would come from. 2 feet 3 inches. For the bonus, you have to do what's in parentheses first, so that's going to give you a 5. And when you have a number up against a set of parentheses, that's multiplication. So 4 times 5 is 20, minus 5 is 15. On this problem, John has a board that is 2 feet, 10 inches. And Julie has a board that is 6 feet, 11 inches. How much longer is Julie's board than John's board? Let's convert this one first. 2 times 12 plus 10 is going to be 24 plus 10, which is 34. And on this one, it is 6 times 12 plus 11. That's 72 plus 11, which is 83. Now find the difference between those two. 83 minus 34 is going to be 49. 49 inches. We have to convert 49 inches into feet and inches. 49 divided by 12 is 4.08, and then the 3 repeats. All we need is the 4 for feet right now. And then multiply that 4 by this 12 to get 48. So what's the difference between 49 and 48? 1 inch. So the answer is 4 feet and 1 inch. For this bonus, we have 5 plus, and you have to do this first, 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. And then we'll go back and do this to get 12. 5 plus 12 is 17, plus 6 is 23. Everybody had the right answer that brought it up. It is 33. All right, example 3. What is the average length in feet and inches of the following boards? It is 2 feet, 3 inches, 3 feet, 4 inches, and 5 feet, 6 inches. We want to find the average length. So convert all of these to inches to start with. 2 feet, 3 inches. 2 times 12 is what? 24 plus 3, 27 inches. All right, on the next one, 3 feet, so 3 times 12 is what? 36. What's 36 plus 4? 40. So we have 40 inches. What's 5 times 12? 60 plus 6? 66 inches. So what you have to do now is find the average of all of those measurements. To find the average, I add them all up and divide by the number of measurements. So add up 27, 40, and 66. What do you come up with? 133. And how many measurements do we have? 3. So divide 133 by 3. And you should come up with 44.3. Okay, so now what we have to do is convert 44.3. And let's make a rule that whenever you come out with a decimal, we are going to round this to the nearest inch. So 44.3 inches, if I round that to the nearest inch, how many inches is it? 44 inches. Now that 44 inches, convert that to feet and inches. Divide 44 by 12. And 44 divided by 12 is 3.6667. But we know that the 3 is the feet. And we're going to go backwards here and multiply that 3 by 12 to get 36. And what's the difference between 44 and 36? 8. So our final answer is 3 feet 8 inches. The average length of those 3 measurements is 3 feet 8 inches. Alright, example 4. What is the average length in feet and inches of the following boards? We have 4 feet 2 inches, 6 feet 8 inches, and 7 feet 5 inches. Convert all of those measurements to inches. What's 4 times 12? 50, so we have 50 inches. What's 6 times 12?
72.
Plus 8? 80 inches. And 7 times 12? 84 plus 5? 89. Okay, so add all of those up, and what do you get? 219, yes. And what do we do with the 219? You divide it by 3 to get the average. So 219 divided by 3 comes out to be 73 exactly. So there's no rounding to do. Now we have to convert the 73 into feet and inches. So divide 73 by 12, and you'll come up with 6.0833 and so on. Now we know the 6 is going to be feet, and we have to go backwards here. 6 times 12 is what? 72. What's the difference between 72 and 73? 1. So we have 1 inch left over. 6 feet 1 inch is the answer. Here's the homework. Don't forget to show all your work. You did a good job of showing all your work. If all the classes do that, then it should be good. We should have some good homework assignments this year. You have 2 pages for this. This is page 1.